Yep.
Every once in a while, I find that I'm having to really push to get something, to activate.
To actually
Is there
log the click.
Is there a range? I've seen on some of the augmentative communication devices that I use with children that there's a range for the touchpad. That some kids don't have a lot of strength.
Mm-hmm.
So I wondered if that was true on here.
It shouldn't be a strength thing.
Was she had about 15 apps open.
Oh.
And so.
I'll
show her how to.
So if you double click on the physical button, real fast, double click. So you only have 2 open, but this is what's currently open and running on your iPad.
Okay.
And to completely close it out, swipe up.
Okay, but how do you know there are only 2 open?
Because it stops.
But what are you seeing?
So this is
So I mean, what are you seeing here that says there's only 2 open?
Well, these 2 tabs of photos and your settings are the only things that are popping up when you double click.
Oh, okay.
So for example, so we'll open FaceTime and then we'll go back and we'll open news and we'll go back and we'll open reminders and go back. So now if you double click, now you've got all these things open.
Oh, I see these. Okay.
So then if you swipe up on this screen, it closes them down.
Oh, I see.
Meaning they're not using any resources or anything on your computer. Helps prolong the battery life and and just like when you multitask on your computer, the more things you do at once, the more spread out your RAM, which Mark said, I've got 16. I don't know what that means. That means that he's got 16 gigs of RAM. So he's got a lot of RAM to multitask. But the more things you have open, the more spread out that 16 gigs becomes.
Sure.
And eventually your computer can only handle so much of that. Okay. Or iPad, because it's a computer.
Okay, sure.
His phone's a computer.
Okay.
So.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And on a Mac too, if you see these little bubbles or these little black dots, that means that even though they're not physically open and I'm not seeing them, that they too are still running. So I can click on the messages and it pops right up.
Right.
And if I click the red X, it just actually closes the window, but it's still running.
Yes.
So to close an app completely, you hit Command Q.
Oh, okay.
And now the bubble's gone. And so that completely shuts it down. And again, it's not taking much, but it is taking up resources on your computer.
Sure, especially if you don't use it very often.
Yep. For a Windows computer, when you click that X button, it closes it down. But for Mac users, many programs, like even, I haven't used Word all day, but on Sunday I did. And even though I don't have any Word documents open, it's still ready to just launch right away because it's not completely shut down.
So how did they bring that up on here?
On a iPad or an iPhone, you double click that physical button on the front of your screen. The round button there, yep, double click on it. It's a quick double tap.
Yeah.
I know.
It's not going to work very well.
And then it'll pop up.
Nothing.
Anything before then?
Oh. Then did that.
Yep. So now all those things, if you keep scrolling from
what time do you have on the
right to left, you'll see everything that's currently open on your iPad right now, which could be, if you've never closed them out, left to right.
Oh, yeah.
Keep going.
All that's open.
All of that is currently open on your iPad right now, which may be why if you do see that it slows down a little bit.
How do I get rid of that?
You swipe your finger up on them.
10:45.
Oh, good. I didn't want any of that stuff.
Yeah. So that'll slow down and eat up battery life on your devices.
So my calendar is not synced with my computer.
It may start to now that you turn the iCloud drive on.
Oh, okay.
And you may have to check on the Mac and on the Mac, I think it's in System Preferences.
Oh, okay.
Mine's the last one over there.
Yeah.
and then iCloud.
Okay.
Okay.
Oops, and I still, I'm still, everyone's looking at me. That's great. Yeah, so system preferences, iCloud, and then iCloud Drive. Make sure it's ticked on.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, look, see, it's got all the different ones listed.
Okay. Thank you.
Hold on, it's just coming up.
Mhm.
So
Let's see
do
if I
I
can-
push that one off too?
Mhm.
No, that's your home screen. That's just letting you know so you can, because you can, not only does that let you close out apps, but you can also switch to those apps. So, of course, I only have settings open, but I can click on there and just tap settings. And now I'm in the settings application. And now, so it lets you, if you've got pages and pages of apps, and you know it's been open before, that lets you quickly switch to that app if you want.
Oh, okay.
So,
So Pastor, back to this photos thing, the
Yep.
one-way pipe. If
yes.
you go to, on your computer to photos.
To photos under system preferences.
Well, actually under iCloud, under system preferences.
Yes, yeah.
And then my photos now has a negative sign by it. So
That's
it's
right.
checked on the other one. It's checked on the iPad, but
Mm-hmm.
it's minus on this one.
So is mine.
So this, I would infer that this is not sharing to the cloud.
It's not
but
sharing,
This one
But that is.
Yeah.
So it will
Yeah.
come to your
Right.
Mac, but the Mac will not send it. Yep, you're right. That, yep.
So if you go to options, this is what you get, because mine's on the same side. It's my photo stream and iCloud photo sharing are checked, but iCloud photo library isn't.
Correct.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's right. Because I haven't done it on this one because I've never actually put any pictures on here yet, which I will start doing. I spent, do not like Adobe right now. I do because I finally, Becca bought me a copy of Lightroom, which is a photo editing software, but the main reason, well, not the main reason, one of the reasons I wanted it is because when I first started getting into, when we first got our good camera, one of the people online that I was watching his videos and reading his I don't know what you would call it, his lessons, his teachings, he said to always shoot in RAW format, not in JPEG. So I've been doing that, and I actually really do appreciate that. And but you can't, there's no good free software, and so he suggested Lightroom. And so Becca got me Lightroom for Christmas, and then my computer crashed, and I think I might have, the serial code wasn't printed on the box.
Yeah.
It was a separate piece of paper, and I think it might have gotten lost in the Christmas shuffle.
Did you get it from Amazon?
I did, and so I went to Adobe and took a screenshot of the Amazon purchase, but they said, okay, well, you'll hear from us in 48 to 72 hours. Waited 48 to 72 hours. I waited 72 plus hours, nothing. So I went back on the chat, because you can do instant chat with them. What's going on? Oh, well, there's a notation here on your account that the proof of purchase has a different name than your name. Can you verify who bought it? And I said, that's my wife. Okay, you'll hear from us in 24 to 48 hours. 48 hours pass. Hi, chat. Where's my serial code? Oh, we're sorry. It's not ready yet. We'll contact you in 24 hours. 24 hours was last night. So I got back on the chat again, and I said, what's going on? It's like, hold on, I'm generating a serial code for you right now.
Oh, gee.
And these chat people have no authority whatsoever. Because I said, each time after the first time, I said, why wasn't I why wasn't I contacted that the proof of purchase didn't match and you needed that update? Why didn't you email me? We're sorry for the inconvenience.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been another 48 hours. Why hasn't anyone contacted me with my serial code? We're sorry for the inconvenience.
That Amazon thing is a good thing.
Yes,
Because
it was
when my
really
hard
nice.
drive died, it took with it on my Microsoft Office.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was bringing this up, went to Amazon and got another code, tapped it in there.
Yeah.
It just went right in.
Yeah, that is one of the really nice things I do like about digital products is, and for example, now that I have Lightroom again, they linked it to, which I didn't know I could when I first got it, which would have solved all this problem, is I could have created an Adobe account, entered my serial code on their website, and then I would just always have the serial code linked to my email address and password. But now it is, and so now I don't have to worry about it. But that was quite the frustration.
What are we gonna talk about?
Today, so it's not really techie in the sense of other than you need a computer to do it. I started did I keep it up? I don't think I did. So today we're going to talk about monthly subscription boxes.
What are they?
So in September, this company called Loot Crate, which is for, I think they advertise it for geek and gamer gear. And so in the month of September, they were advertising one of their, it's a mystery box. This is a mystery box. They all kind of are mystery boxes. But they are advertising that some of the products inside this mystery box was associated with my favorite game that I play all the time. And so for $20, including shipping, I subscribed to it and got that stuff. And then October's theme came up, and I said, that sounds interesting too. I had some, because this month is the 30th anniversary, which if you've been watching the news, maybe you know also is the 30th anniversary of Back to the Future and all the predictions that they've made, like the Cubs are in the playoffs, and in Back to the Future, they're supposed to win the World Series, and et cetera. So they had Back to the Future and some other old Bill and Ted. Did you ever? So they had that, and where the theme was time travel. And so they had all these things. So I got that one too, and it just came on Friday. So I don't know if I'll keep doing it, but these 2 months were very intriguing to me. So you don't know what's in the box. So you just pay one $40 or one $20 price tag for the month. And at the end of the month, towards the end of the month, they ship you a box, this box right here. And then you open it up and you see what you got. $40 worth of stuff inside.
What kind of stuff?
So that box that I showed you in the app, that box was this box flipped inside out, and
I didn't see it.
That was the box you were taking a picture of last week when I was.
yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. You weren't here, Bob. We'll show. If we have time today, I'll show it to you. If not, I'll show it to you. But there's an app on that they had you download onto your phone, and it was basically augmented reality. This box had a little barcode on it, and you scanned it with the app, and then you started. The game was on the box, and you could interact with it on your phone.
So this is a game of some kind.
That particular item was. It comes with basically collectible things. I got a T-shirt this month, along with some other items as well. I had a replica hoverboard from Back to the Future. If you remember, Marty McFly rides around on his hoverboard, so they had a hoverboard that was part of that. So it's collectible type stuff for geeks and gamers. But there's all kinds of them out there. They're not just for gaming and things like that. So here's one called Book Riot. For $50, you get a quarterly box, the theme, and they have a theme. Most of them have themes, so and they change monthly. Like the first one that I did for the Loot one was Summon, and then this last one, as I mentioned, was Time Travel. So quarterly for $50, you get a whole bunch of books with a certain theme associated with it. So maybe one time it's mystery, and you get a whole bunch of mystery books. Or so that's Book Riot. So one about books. Birchbox Man for $20 a month. Birchbox Man is a monthly grooming and lifestyle subscription box service for men. Each box includes a mix of lifestyle items such as wallets, socks, belts, etc., and grooming product samples. They also have Birchbox Woman. Let's see if I can find.
Here's one called Grays.
Yes, Grays. That one is very intriguing to me. Did I pull it? Did I do Grays? I didn't. So Grays is a snack, and it's healthy snacks, like trail mixes and
Sour cream and onion cashews.
yes. And so you tell them what kind of snacks you're interested in, and based on what types and how many snacks depends on how much they charge you. And you can have it weekly, twice a month, or once a month, and they'll just send you a box of snacks.
4 healthy, delicious snacks, from dried fruit to chips and salsa and popcorn. The site allows you to love, like, try, or trash foods to ensure you enjoy everything you receive.
Yep.
Proceeds
Here it
from
is.
some boxes go toward the Grays School of Farming in Uganda.
Proceeds of some. How much, a penny?
It doesn't say.
It
Just
doesn't,
reading off
yeah.
the screen.
Yeah.
I know.
Yep.
Teaches students how to grow and harvest fruit and also receive the staple.
So yeah, and this website that I'm on, and the reason I'm on it is because it has probably hundreds, I don't know how many, of subscription boxes, and it's called My Subscription Addiction. But there's free, I think there were 6 or 7 of them on here have near free, I wouldn't call it completely free, have near free trial versions, or you get your first month free. And so Grays is one of them. Regularly $7 a box. Use this link to get your first box completely free, which I don't think is true. I think when I actually clicked on the link, it said you get charged $1 for shipping. But still, for $1 for the first month, you get to see or for the first week, whatever, you can see if you like it or not, and you get charged $1.
Club Wine.
Yep. So let's see. There's the Birchbox Man.
That's amazing. I mean,
Oh, I did have Loot Crate up here.
so is
Club
this,
W, which is like Club Wine, recommends you get 3 wines of your choice for $39 plus $6 shipping and handling.
$45 for 3 bottles of wine.
$45 for 3 bottles of wine. Based on your profile. Depends. I mean, for some people that may seem like a lot of money. For other people that may
Depends
seem
on
like
the
a
quality of the
steal.
wine.
Exactly.
Some of it's $5 and some of it's $50
Yep.
bottles.
Yep.
so can you send a box to someone else?
Mm-hmm.
Could it be a gift?
Yep. In fact, this last month with the Loot Crate one, I knew someone that would absolutely love the items. I didn't know what they were because it's mystery, but I knew they liked those exact things that they teased would be in it. And so I ordered a gift box, and I'm waiting for it I had it sent to myself because I wanted to hand it to them in person. It hasn't shown up yet. But yeah, you can order gift subscription. You can either do a one-time gift thing. It depends on, I know for a fact the Loot Crate one does, and I believe others do as well. And you can do just a one-time, and you could do, some of these have, for example, Loot Crate has 1 month subscription, a 3-month subscription, a 6-month subscription, or a year-long subscription. And the price goes down based on because
Shave Club
yeah.
sends you replacement razor blades.
Yep. There's Harry's. If you've not heard of Harry's is another shaving one. And they bought an old razor blade manufacturing plant in Europe. And so they make their own razor blades. So it's super cheap because you're not going through all these third-party people. And they will send you, you tell them, I want 2 blades every month. And they'll just ship straight to your doorstep 2 blades every month.
That's the one that says that you'll save money by the millions of dollars because you buy your stuff, they last longer.
Yeah.
The one?
Yeah, they last long. Yeah, Harry's. Harry's shaving. Let's see.
So do any of these individual Are they called boxes, you said? Boxes?
Yeah, subscription boxes.
Do
Yeah.
they have their own website? Is this
Mhm.
an alternative to just going on Amazon or?
Yeah, and I mean, for some people, it's the convenience of just having something shipped to their door. And for example, you know, and stuff like this has been around for forever. Beck and I actually subscribe. We have a monthly wine, or it's actually every other month, to our favorite winery, because we lived in Temecula, which is wine country, which is where our first call was. And we absolutely love, still do, one of the wineries there. And so we've kept our subscription, and they ship it to us. And so every other month we get 2 bottles of red wine.
Is there any advantage, I guess, is what I'm wondering, let's say Club W
Yep.
is on this box. Is there any advantage to going on this site to Club W or just?
Or straight to their
Googling,
own
yeah.
and go straight to their website. Sometimes, well, latest deal, 50% off your first 3 bottles. So this, I think it's a woman, maybe it's a whole group of people. But every time I've been to this website, it's usually a woman who's been talking about these things. They usually find deals for you, or because I think they subscribe to a bunch of these themselves. And so they are able to offer codes for your first order, different things like that. So that would be the only slight advantage, so to
That's a good
speak.
advantage, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the first time I signed up for Loot Crate, there was some kind of deal through someone, and I ended up getting like $3 or $4 off my first month. Not recurring, but still coupled. It basically paid for shipping, which was nice.
Sure.
So, and then again, on this website, it has the free ones, and so you can try Graze for free. Here's a coupon to get your first box free of beauty supplies. This is this looked kind of cool. Kiwi Crate is for kids 3 to 8, and it has a couple different crafts for them to do each month.
It's fun.
Yeah, there's also ones, and I've meant to ask Becca before class started, but there's even some that are clothing ones, and what they do, it's not really a subscription, so to speak, but they will send you a box of clothing, and you can try it on, whatever you want, and then some of them even have stylists, and you call or email or live chat with them and tell them your style and your preference and what you're going for and what your job is. And then they will send you a box of clothes. You can try them on. You keep what you want, and then you pay for whatever the price tag is on it. Anything you don't want, you put back in a pre-postmarked, bought the same box, and retape it up and send it back. And whatever you don't buy, they don't charge you for. Some of them, though, I was going to show you one, but the one that I found, it's one of the more popular ones, but they're shirts and pants. It says start at $40, but every single review I read said more like $130.
Oh, wow.
But Becca found one that's actually fairly inexpensive, and I'll have to ask her for it. But so Fair Treasure is a fair trade subscription service, and they offer different kinds of things inside. And I don't know if it was Fair Treasure or a different one that said even the box turns into something, so that they try to make use of every single part of it. Craft Beer Club. So if you're into beer, they'll, just like a wine club service, this will send you craft beer. And let's see. Oh, here's a video game one. So Arcade Block for $30 a month. Gear and collectibles and t-shirts and etc. Here's the Harry's one. Let's go to the website. So yeah, so there's all, I mean, and if you go to this, you can just scroll through this thing, and they've got tons of them here. Oh, here's an actual thing that shows you the current coupon deals. So this website is a great, if nothing else, a starting point to, if there are things that you think, oh, it'd be nice to get something once a month and you're not sure what's out there. Basically, this website has brought it all into one place instead of Googling and they even have
Right.
people who have placed reviews, like the one about that clothing one that said, one guy said he got his first shipment and sent everything back, and he said, "Is there anything cheaper?" And his stylist said, "You probably can't afford any of our stuff. Go find another service." And so he gave him terrible reviews, obviously. Yeah, so here's the Harry's. Yeah, there's the shave plan. Tell us how often you shave, select your products, and then they ship them to you.
Well, logically, just because we're in that specific space, I could shave twice a day if I wanted to. If I wanted to look neat and tidy,
Right.
It would be. So is that what they're saying? How often you shave? Is that what they're asking?
Yeah, how often do you shave? And then they'll determine how often you should probably get new blades. Because I don't know about anyone else who shaves regularly, but I probably don't replace my blade as often as I should. And so they're trying to help you determine how often you should. Well, they're trying to sell their blades. And I mean, all of this stuff is all about
Money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're marketing.
they're marketing a product that you may need and want. And they're trying to.
I mean, that's the same. Basically, what that is the same as like over the years, and I'll just speak of my almost 60 years of shaving, 55 plus years of shaving. When I started out, you know, you say I could shave once every 2 or 3 days, which then went to once a day. And then when I was in the military, and you know how anal they can be, it was morning and night, and you will be polite.
Yep.
Because you had to be.
Right.
And now I'm older, and I've had face from my toes to my nose. But you know, for me, at 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm shaved. At 6 o'clock tonight, I look like I did at 6 o'clock in the morning. And I don't, and obviously I don't have to care.
Right. Right.
But I mean, I can remember over the years, they've got all these other things, like with the 4 blades, the 3 blades, the 2 blades, and then of course the 1 blade. I've tried all that crap, and they're all the same. I throw them away after 2 days. Is that kind of the drift that they're, I mean, and I'm just picking on that because we're
Right.
there. No other way than that. So they would send me like 40 raises for a month. Or
No.
6, you know what I mean?
I haven't actually clicked on it, but I mean, they'll try to help you in their expertise to try to determine how many blades you need per month or what have you.
So I've got an electric razor now, and I've only had it 20 years, and it's actually not doing a good job at any best time. I'm thinking of changing and maybe going back to blades because they always did the best.
Right.
Even better with than the electric razor blade I have.
Yep.
So I've been exploring, and I tried to do that. We talked about this last week, part of this conversation. And I was trying to get it on here. I just had so much going on, I just don't have the time to wait for the stuff to come around, keep selling me. So I just
And one of the nice things about this kind of stuff, yes, they might try to get you. Obviously, it's a recurring fee. So if for next month's Loot Crate, if I don't want it before the 3rd, they'll reveal the new theme for the month and tease some of what might be, at least what topics are going to be inside. I only have until the 3rd to cancel my subscription because they've got my card and it's a monthly subscription. So I've got basically a 1.5 day window to cancel before they automatically recharge my card. And I'm determined that it's well worth me doing. I think you only save like $5 by doing some of the other, multiple months. And if there's a couple crates or monthly subscriptions that you don't want, for me, it's worth it to just say, I'll pay the extra 50 cents a month or 75 cents a month and be able to cancel for one I don't want. Because if there's 2 that I don't want, that's $40. That's a lot cheaper than it is to say I'm going to get 6 months and save myself $3.
Right.
and get some that I'm not interested in. And I suspect that could possibly be the case with some of these other ones. Maybe not like the craft beer club, but if you're doing a book club one and they're doing romance novels, I am not going to want romance novels in the month of February. So I'll, let's skip that month, please. But the thing let me say one more quick thing and I'll grab you, Bob, is that I think part of the reason why some of this stuff intrigues me, especially like the Graze one, the snack one, is that I think especially now, and where we live a little more rurally and you live even more rurally, it's nice to be able to have these things just sent to you than to have to drive all the way down to Olympia. Beck and I bought at the Harvest Celebration yesterday, Liz wanted a photo booth, and we bought this little thing called a Canon Selfie, which you saw, Bob. And that little printer, it was a little photo printer. It was $85, and in about a minute, it prints a picture. And I took the pictures with my phone, clicked print on my phone, sent it right to the printer, and I had 4x6 photos for everyone that got their picture taken.
Could you
About
change
2
that
minutes.
from portrait to landscape if you wanted?
Yeah, it just the printer automatically knows. So if the picture's in portrait, it'll print it in portrait. If it's in landscape, it'll print it. It just knows to do that. So, and we bought it on Amazon on Wednesday and had it here on Friday, and had it set up on Friday night and figured out how it worked, and Sunday it worked. So, what'd you have, Bob?
Well, at some point, I just, these things are a little bit beyond what I'm using some of these apps, but I still don't have as full of comprehension of what's on my screen as I'd like to have in understanding how to do all the things. Maybe at some point we could review Dropbox or a few other things. We've probably done it in the past, but my retention is not 100%.
Yeah, we've done it before, and I'm happy to do it again to have a review session.
I've got a few things on the screen that I don't fully understand. I'm afraid to delete them, but I probably should. A lot of things are open at the bottom. HP utility, I don't know why I'd be.
That's if you have an HP printer, that's probably what that's associated with. Bless you. Yeah.
Maybe we can go through that sometime.
Yep.
So does that mean that that's running on his computer right now?
Yeah, on a Mac, as I mentioned earlier, if it's got these little black dots underneath, it's the same thing as you double clicking on that screen.
Yeah, so those with the black dots are running.
Yep.
So I'm running.
Not in their full capacity because they're not currently up on the screen right now, but they are still running.
See, little things like that. So if I want them to stop running, what do I do?
You would click on the item. So for example, if you look on the screen right now, I'm going to click on Microsoft Word.
Show me over here, Bob.
So now Word has popped up. So now you click Command, hold down Command and press Q. And now it's completely shut off.
Hold down Command.
Yep.
Press Q.
And press Q. And then you can look. Yep. And the little black dot should be gone too.
It is.
Yep. So now it's completely shut down.
Okay.
Basically, by it having the little black dot means that it's not really running in its full capacity, but you'll have quicker access to it if it's something you want to have quick access to.
So I can open it again anytime.
Yeah. So I click on this, but see now it's taking twice, almost 3 times as long to open, which still wasn't that long at all. But
well, now it's gone. Adobe Acrobat. Sure.
Oh, Adobe Acrobat. If it's not that's the other thing. If it's not a part of your actual taskbar down here, or dock, I think they call it on a Mac, then it'll just go into your Launchpad.
Okay.
So it's still there. Trust me. The Command Q simply.
I see it in my Launchpad.
Yep. And if something freezes up on your Mac, much like if you have a PC, Command Option Escape will pull up your open applications and will force quit it.
I was in Phoenix last week and this thing locked up.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't do anything. I couldn't swipe it, so I'm with my 18-year-old granddaughter, and she says,
Yep.
"Here, Pop, give it to me." And she held down the button at the top and the button at the bottom.
Oh, that we talked.
We did that.
You-
Yeah.
that was
full
last
reset.
week when you were
Was that
gone.
a full reset then?
No, it's called a soft reset. So it reboots your phone. It reconnects you to whatever closest cell tower you're at. But yes, if you hold down the lock button and the button, and it works on iPads too. If you hold those down until the Apple logo reappears, that's a soft reset. So it'll.
Well, why did my phone lock up? Probably no idea.
No idea. I mean, yeah. My phone's done that before. I was in line at Starbucks, really long line. It finally got to my turn. I opened the Starbucks app. Before I could click on the little pay icon, the app locked up, and here I am standing at the front of the line holding up everyone else behind me. So
you did a soft reset.
so I had to soft reset my phone.
Okay, do you remember last week, and sorry, Bob, I don't know if you're not finished. I downloaded iOS 9 something or
0.0,
another.
0.2. 9.1 came out, by the way.
I recently downloaded.
Well, they just came up here and said I had to re-download that thing, and I did it here last week.
No, a new one came out. 9.1 just came out
Yeah, that's,
this weekend, I think. I think it was Friday night.
oh, so that's what I just
For-
downloaded?
Yeah. 9.1 came out for your tablets.
So then what does it do with the one I just downloaded last week? Does that push that out of the way?
It's
Like where am I in my iPad?
it's like on your, if you've got a Mac or a PC and they send those Windows updates
Yeah,
and it fixes previous errors, that's what it's doing.
oh.
It's
I would-
squashing bugs and pushing out new features. So it squashed a whole bunch of bugs that were on the system. And one of the things it did add that I can tell you, which isn't a huge deal, but it added 130 new emoticons. The little smiley faces and things that if you won't use those when you're emailing or texting,
Oh,
added 130 new ones.
On here?
But one of the bugs that was on there, I was not experiencing, but Becca was that if you clicked on the calendar in the month view, you had to like double tap on some of them to get a day to open up.
Yes.
That in 9.1 has been fixed. They resolved that bug. So that's throughout the year until they come out with 10. They're going to push you updates to try to make the operating system more stable / release new features.
Okay, I have another question. I got my sister, I think I mentioned I was gonna change this and get an iPhone and that, but that's too much, it's over my head too far, I don't wanna do that.
Okay.
But my sister I got her an iPad,
Mm-hmm.
the newer than this version, for something else, I don't remember what it's called. And her internet service is only available through the phone company. Like she can't, or either through the phone company or through Dish. Neither one is worth the power to blow it to hell. They've been sending her upgrades. I just got it. I think it's like 2 or 3 weeks old.
Mm-hmm.
Her granddaughter set it up, so I know it's correct. But when all these upgrades come up, it kind of doesn't auto upgrade. Like I opened mine up and it said I needed to do this, so I said okay, did that stuff. And she runs out of, I don't know the word.
Data.
Okay.
I'm guessing.
Well, the phone company gives her this much space. I don't know what
Hard drive space or
Well, it's how much stuff she can get to come through the
her
phone.
data.
And then the satellite, she has 2 accounts, and it gives her
Product key, that's what I'm
a different amount of space. And she
Mhm.
runs out of that with all these upgrades for the stupid brand new iPad I got her.
Well, it has nothing to do with the iPad. It has to do with the cell company and your wireless company.
No, okay, then I'm the one way around. But what I'm saying is she runs out of the money allotment time, and then the charge is like this big afterwards.
Yep.
And she says, I don't want this
So I can see that.
piece of crap. I said, well, give it to your granddaughter tell her to take it home, download all that crap where it's free for her,
Mm-hmm.
and then give it back to you. And she said no, because she downloads stuff she doesn't want on there.
Got it.
It's girl stuff, so I'm just.
Yep.
What do?
No, you
where'd
either have
go
to-
with that?
You either turn it into airplane mode and not have any internet access,
Oh,
or you upgrade your either wireless or
there is no upgrade.
Data plan.
They're the top of where they are. They can't get any more because they're on by phone.
right,
You got some kind of.
right. And Mark was that way before, where you guys were on Verizon LTE and in the home. Now they've got regular Wi-Fi, but they were seriously limited in the amount of data they could use per
And so
month.
what did you do for that? My sister, she's.
You waited
older than
until-
I. She's done with this brand new iPad I got her because she had before just a regular computer laptop. And she said, I went through all this BS. I said, well, don't ask me. I don't know. I bought it. I had it FedEx to her.
Oops,
I said, here's your
sorry
birthday
guys.
present early. Well, her
Not
birthday's November, so
sharing
I
the screen.
already give it to her. And
There we go.
and she's done with it. She's just had it a few weeks and keeps sending this new.
This is not helping me with the computer class.
Well, I just wanted to know how you get around that.
I don't. other than like I
Well,
said, turning it in airplane
one
mode.
thing, did you read about the suit against Apple?
I
this
did. I
morning?
was just gonna mention that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a feature where if your Wi-Fi signal isn't strong enough, the iPads, it will by default switch to cellular data. And it doesn't tell you that. So you're consuming data even though you think you're on Wi-Fi, you're not, you're on
Yeah.
cellular data. So you have to turn that off, that feature off.
What feature is that?
So you go to settings.
Okay.
Pardon?
I'm on
What I
settings.
just described.
Yeah. But you go to it'd be on devices that have cellular data.
Yeah.
So for example, my iPad is Wi-Fi only, but it would affect your phone, Bob. But if you've got a iPad that
Would
also
or would not?
would.
Would.
So you go to settings
Yeah.
and then click on cellular.
Where's that?
It's the fourth one down on settings.
Cellular data enable
Oh, that's the
LTE.
phone.
No, it's
Personal hotspot.
Well, if your sister's
Let
iPad has both cellular and Wi-Fi, it apply what he's describing would apply to her.
it
And that might
potentially.
be
Yeah.
what would consuming all her data.
Let me keep looking real quick, Bob. I'm trying to.
So she needs to know how to turn.
I remember
it off.
doing this, but I did
Is
it
there an
once, and
Apple store near her?
Data roaming.
70 miles.
no, I don't.
She's computer this much literate.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, her granddaughter does, but then her granddaughter downloads this, apparently was downloading guy pictures and and she doesn't want her to do that when she takes it.
Let me
away.
do a quick search.
You know, and so she just says, I don't want this thing.
It's probably just too much for her to learn to operate it on her own.
But you buy the program that she was using has a quantity of data, and the more you pay, the more data you get. So, and there's actually a little process meter that
Well, do you
shows
buy, is that from the phone company or?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, oh yeah, well, that's what she's got. She pays $45.
And gets a
So
fixed
much.
quantity of
Yeah.
data.
Where
So
did it
she can
go?
track how much she's using.
Oh yeah, she runs out in 3 days. There's so much information keeps coming in.
Something's haywire. She's
There's something really weird.
running something that's consuming a lot of data that she probably doesn't need. Shouldn't.
So I need to go in there and try and fix this.
Well, that or have somebody look at, aren't there process meters or usage meters or?
Yeah.
On the if it's Verizon or one of those, you can call
Yeah, if you go to settings, cellular, it'll tell you your cellular data usage.
Okay, so that doesn't apply to an iPad though.
If your iPad has a cellular chip in it, then yeah, it does. If you pay for a monthly subscription
Well,
service.
If you get it through the phone company, it probably does.
No, give me an idea
If
on that.
they're paying the phone company for the internet service, that's
Well,
probably.
they have two, one from the dish and the other one from the phone company.
But that's what we're saying is that
Something.
she
has to-
thinks she's on one. She may be
Oh,
on
so I was in the
other.
right spot. I just didn't scroll far enough down.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, if you go to Wi-Fi cellular, ready, Bob?
So I'm going to settings.
Settings, or sorry, not Wi-Fi cellular. Settings cellular, which if you're at the very top of the settings menu, it's the fourth one down. It should say
Cellular, it's
cellular.
on, right?
Yep. Now scroll all the way to the bottom, past all those apps.
Right?
Wi-Fi assist.
Yes.
Turn it off.
So with it being on, what is happening?
So with it on, what it's trying to help you do is it's trying to have it. If your Wi-Fi, say you're in your property,
So if I can't pick up Wi-Fi, it's gonna kind of switch over automatically to a cell tower.
yes, but you may still be in Wi-Fi range, but it might be on the verge of not being a strong signal. And so instead of trying to keep that Wi-Fi signal, the phone is automatically switching to your data, which means you're now using your data plan, not your
Got it.
free Wi-Fi that you pay for in your
So what's
home.
the downside? That if it's a weak Wi-Fi signal, I'm not gonna be able to use it?
You may not have internet access at that moment. But if you're in your house, if for whatever reason your Wi-Fi cuts out, which mine does sometimes for even a minute, it'll then switch to the data for that time period.
You know, my phone bill for this cell phone has
That's
been the same for the last year and a half, $54. So apparently I'm not using.
Yeah, you're not going over. But there have been people who have gone over, and so now there's a $5 million lawsuit that was just presented this morning to Apple
Got it.
because of that.
So the fact that I'm not going over, I think I'll just leave it on because there's a benefit to it.
There is a benefit, which is what Apple thought, but they nowhere do I remember, because I keep close attention, nowhere do I ever remember Apple mentioning that this was a new feature, which is, I think, why they're getting sued, is because nowhere did they say, oh, by the way, we're doing this. And, if people are using particularly their iPads, and iPads are used a lot for companies as their cash registers. And if they're, or if they take them out on the field and there's a Wi-Fi there, but for some reason it's cutting out and they're doing things on their iPad, then they may be getting their company charged tons of money because the signal is not super strong, but it's still there.
Bit of trivia, I saw the movie Steve Jobs Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
It made him out to be pretty much of a nasty guy.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think anytime you become powerful and wealthy and kind of a figure like that, there's
They're
bound to
saying
be.
though that movie has a lot of inaccurate information,
I suspect so.
controversial, yeah.
Hollywood
It's just a
production.
movie.
Everyone has, with anything, there's always an agenda behind what you produce.
Yeah.
Okay, now you were just talking about that thing about Apple and getting sued and this kind of stuff. Now I got an email Wednesday or Thursday last week from Apple,
Mm-hmm.
or not, I said that wrong, not from Apple, but some legal consortium that said, you have this product, rattle off my information, my name, my address, everything about me. And if you want to get involved with some kind of a lawsuit that
Mhm.
pertains to, and I think it's what you're talking about.
Yep.
Do this, do that, the other thing. So I filled it in and sent it in. Am I,
Then you're probably a part of the lawsuit, and by the time it's over, you may see $2.
yeah, no, but I wasn't sure. So that's what that was.
Yeah, potentially. I don't know, but possibly. I was a part of. I didn't even have to opt in. I was a part of a lawsuit with Barnes and Noble, and ended up getting like $3.48 credited to my Barnes and Noble account because I buy digital books from them, and apparently the prices weren't fair compared to the print edition. And so there was a huge lawsuit. And actually, I think I ended up with,
Some attorneys made millions.
yeah, and I think there were actually 2. So I think I ended up with something around $6 to my name for books that I bought that I was perfectly okay with spending that amount on, but someone said it wasn't. So I made $6 more. Who knows? So yeah, that's probably what will happen is you'll see a few dollars in your, at the most. I worked for Ralph's, which is a grocery store in California. There was some union lawsuit, and I think it was like 38 cents. Postage was more than the settlement I got.
What's your level of interest in Apple TV?
Mid to high.
Yeah.
Yeah, Beck and I are very intrigued with the idea that in about a year we no longer have to have a traditional subscription service too. So the new Apple TV and some of these other companies as well, because I think Roku's already starting this.
Who is?
Roku, it's another. So we've talked about this in the past, but real quick refresher. There's Chromecast, Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV. They're all these little boxes or sticks, if you want the little tiny one, that you attach to your TV that allow you to stream content, such as Hulu or Netflix or Amazon Instant Video, Major League Baseball, HBO, all these different services have web versions. And so these boxes allow you to stream them on your TV without hooking up a computer like I have right now. And what some of them are starting to do, and what the brand new Apple TV is also attempting to do, is they now want you to pay for what you watch and nothing more. So currently, if you subscribe to a package, for example, Beck and I have Comcast, and we've got cable, phone, and internet. And that cable bill we watch 10. And most of them are actually the big broadcasting channels, you know, ABC, NBC, CBS, which you can get for free with just a digital antenna. And so these companies are now trying to get you to get rid of that cable portion of your subscription package, buy this little box, because a lot of these companies stream their content online. So if you go to abc.com, you can watch the last 3 to 5 episodes of Grey's Anatomy for free. You don't even have to watch it when it airs. You don't have to record it on your DVR. You can just watch the last.
This is on the Apple TV.
No, this is right now. If we were to go to abc.com, you can watch shows.
I can do that right now on my Apple.
Yep, you can do it on your laptop. You can do it on your desktop, Mac or PC. It doesn't matter.
Maybe see tonight.
So I don't know if these are all. Where's the episodes? There we go. So episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of this current season's Grey's Anatomy. Watch them all right now online. Has nothing to do with whether or not I have a subscription to my cable company. And with tablets and phones, you can now download the ABC app or the NBC app or the CBS app or the TNT app. And so a lot of these companies are doing that, these broadcasting companies. And so Apple and Roku and some of these others are saying, why pay $40, $50, $60, $70 a month when you can get a bunch of these channels for free, and then the ones that you don't will charge you X number of dollars a month for that channel. Not 300 channels that you don't watch, but you can subscribe to 10 channels that you want and pay this much instead of paying so much. The only downside I see is, for example, right now, the HBO Now, which I think is kind of the biggest company that has jumped into that realm. HBO, you can watch live TV on their new HBO Now subscription service, but it's like $10, $15 a month. And HBO has always been expensive to subscribe to. But if all the companies do that, you know, even if you've got 4 companies, you know, HBO, I don't know. Anyway, if you do 4 of those, that's $60. That's as much as your cable. So it's in its infancy. And so it's going to have to move forward, and they're going to have to figure that out.
So any of these I can click on and then I can watch those shows.
Mm-hmm. Some of them are featurettes and behind the scenes stuff, so you have to make sure you find the full-length episodes. They will have commercials.
Any fast forwarding?
Nope.
Probably not.
Nope, they make sure. But yeah, so they've got their online advertising, but I find that it's actually shorter than watching it on
your TV.
Yeah, right. The commercials aren't as long.
So, okay, here we're sitting here attached to Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
If you're driving down the road, probably wrong idea to say this, where there's not internet
Mm-hmm.
or internet you're attached to, I better rephrase that. I know when I bought this iPad, I had internet everywhere I went
That would
through
be
Apple.
cellular. No, it's not through Apple. It would be through AT&T or Verizon.
No,
Or
it was whatever Apple gave it to me for 2 years. I could do anything I wanted for 2 years and it quit.
I still
And
think
then I had
it's
to buy it. I said that wrong.
Right,
I'm looking
right.
at Jimmy Kimmel. I just picked that by it said register to be part of Jimmy Kimmel's Live Wall of America. Do I have to register for these things?
nope.
So that's just, they're getting trying
But cellular data is always through a cellular company. So even if you did it through Apple, Apple did it through somebody. And so you'd have to buy, much like you do for your phone, you spend so much money for data a month, you would have to do that. And you'd have to find out who it's through, because chips are specified to carriers. So I can't, AT&T and Verizon are on 2 completely separate cellular encryption codes,
Yes.
signals, data. So I can't take this phone to Verizon and say, I don't want AT&T anymore, make this phone work on Verizon.
Yeah, no, I understand. Well,
So you'd have to find out what chip is in that iPad.
because I bought it from an Apple store.
Right, but Apple sold you to somebody, so to speak. So Verizon or AT&T or T-Mobile or Sprint. And so you have to know who you're with
Which
or
I'd
were
have-
with.
I'd have to go through Apple to
It
do that.
says.
Does it? I've not done it with an iPad, so I'd not.
Well, you understand what I'm saying? Because like I say, I phoned them, I said, my thing's not working. They
Right,
said, we only give it to you for 2 years.
right.
I'm like, no, you said it came with this.
Well, it does, but much like a phone has cellular data, you have
Well,
to pay for the
I
service.
didn't know. I just thought it was part of when I bought this thing.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yep. So the cellular chip is still there, but you no longer have a subscription plan to pay for the service.
So I can go to ABC, NBC, or CBS, I assume,
TNT, TBS,
any of them.
you name it.
And look in and watch past.
It's usually the last 3 to 5 episodes. So, for example, when you get to episode 6, Bob, episode 1 will disappear. Episode 7, episode 2 will disappear. So it's just kind of a recurring.
So here it's.
So
Yep.
it's on your
All right.
settings.
We're gonna